Everybody, I'm Steve Owens, Tournament Director for the Newport Bassmaster Kayak Series presented by Native Watercraft. We're here on Toledo Bend this week. Our anglers will come in and practice from Saturday until Friday, and then we had a 2-day competition on Toledo Bend. We got to give a huge shout out to the city of Hemphill, Texas, along with the Sabine County Chamber of Commerce. They jumped through hoops to make it happen down here. There's a lot of moving pieces to get this tournament booked, and this is one of the first Bassmasters on this side of Toledo Bend, and we're happy for that. We look forward to growing that relationship with Hemphill and Sabine County Chamber of Commerce in the future for other Bassmaster events. They got a new park coming, state of the art, big. So during the season, we've had a lot of people help us in what we do. This weekend in particular, Toledo Bend Kayak Rentals. Andy and Ivan stepped in and brought us in food, other people to help support the anglers throughout the week. Taco bar at Lost Frontier, which is where our headquarters was. And other than the wind today, Texas has been pretty great down here. We appreciate the outpouring of support for the Hughes family. As you all know, we lost Peyton Hughes the other day, and we're still taking up money for that. We'll announce what Toledo Bend Kayak Rentals has raised for them so far in the last few days. And just from what you all have sent me, we're pushing $5,000 in just a few days. So I really, you guys are great. Thank you. Make those donations through my personal PayPal Venmo, through my LLC, and that way it covers any fees for PayPal or Venmo. And when we're done next Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, whichever, I'll issue family a check, and then I'll let you all know what all went there, and so we can track it. Just like I said, quick prayer, if y'all don't mind before we get started. Father, thank you for our safety during the tournament. We're thankful that everyone's made it back to go back home. We thank you for the fellowship, the camaraderie, the competition of the weekend. We thank you for safety. We thank you and that you cover all of us as we travel back home to our family. Jesus' name I pray. All right, so we're giving some recognition to the people that helped with this. So in recognition of everything that happened this week, we want to thank Judge Darrell Melton. You're welcome to come and say a few words if you like. Okay.
I'll stand here. Guys, thank you all for coming. This is a blessing to see you guys here. We want to see you back again next year, and the next year, and every year you want to come. Back on the spring, and everybody can get 10 pounds. We thank every one of you. This is new to us. We would like y'all to give us any feedback, how we can do this thing better. You guys, again, thank y'all.
Sheila Martin. Sheila here?
No. She's in Montana.
Okay. Hey. See, over here we've got in recognition of Sabine County Chamber of Commerce. There's no name on this one.
That would be
Chamber of Commerce. All right, in recognition of SRA and Don Isles.
She just left.
All right, this goes to Andy and Ivan, Toledo Bend Outfit. Given away by Chris Bolware. And this goes to the city of Hemphill. Like I mentioned, Judge Melton, and then Andy and Ivan, we had a lot of other support from the people of Sabine County, but those are the ones that I was in contact with most all the time, and they've absolutely just laid it all out so that we could get here. So I'm really grateful for y'all. Appreciate y'all. All right, I'm gonna call some people up. If you would again, stay over there, and then we'll walk up here. So let's do it. Call up. Jeremiah Smith, he wasn't able to make it. Matt Ball. Drew Gregory. David Cottrell. Mark Ninehouse. Did I say that right, Mark? Nice. Daniel Glenny. Matthew Scott. Jordan Lovejoy. Make sure I got that. Sassy Dan sent me a great Excel sheet, but it was different than my chicken scratch. So I got it all right. All right, we had 139 men and women travel from close to 30 states this weekend to come down here and fish. So we really appreciate all the travel time you guys logged this year. We've got a large representative from PA, New Hampshire, we got Maine, Massachusetts, not to mention we had a contingency of Arizona folks come over, California people, Florida people, Alabama. Just really representative of y'all's commitment to us. We appreciate y'all. Had a really good Angler of the Year race this year that we'll finish at the end of after we award our champion today. Again, the schedule was difficult to get last year, and so it made us spread out quite a bit, and you all really showed up, and we're very grateful for that. So, throughout the season, had great support with what we do here. From Daniel Davis, Bethany Arango, Phil Capelli, John Ferguson, Brad Case, day in and day out every time we're here. Brad's done this for a lot of years with me now, and it makes it super easy. He knows what we're doing, and it's a lot of times we just operate. We don't have to communicate really. And so all the people back home at Bassmaster, we've got GL Compton Legals here, supported by Hank Weldon, Chris Bowes, and Glenn Kale, the high school college coach. A lot of our Carson Newman and Campbellsville people work with Glenn, and Glenn cares just as much about y'all as I do when we do this. And just the whole Bassmaster media team, we're working to figure out how to join what we do with what they know, because we're new to them still. But they're doing a better job of getting us on social media, which we're really grateful for. So go ahead and give these people a little bit of money. In 13th place, with 165.5 inches, taking home $800, Maryland's Jordan Lovejoy. Jordan will let you, obviously he's a college angler. You can see his Carson Newman jersey on there. Many of you know, AJ McWhirter and myself started the Hobie Bass Open Series College several years ago. And Carson Newman, Campbellsville, from day one, were our anglers. That's all we had. It was you versus them every tournament. And it was really good. We got to know a lot of you really well. See you all grow from young men and women into adulthood, full-fledged, and just watching your careers go. Miss Burt a lot, but it's just great seeing your all's success. So talk about your fishing down here the last couple of days.
With the situation going on, it's been a tough week for all of us, but we kept it together and just went out there and fished. And I had a fun time all week. I had 4 fishing both all practice, but I found an area that I was like, I'm coming back here. And on my graphs, you can't see the bank where I was fishing because all my trail lines from where I was kayaking, because I just went back and forth for 2 days hoping for fish to bite. And it worked out well for me. Got 13. Had some fun.
You should make it off of your Angler of the Year standings. We'll have the full standings out later this week, but we do have the top finishers so that we can announce the champions here. You got anybody you want to thank?
I'd like to thank Doug out there to tackle and set me up with everything that I could possibly need to go out and fish out of a kayak. And Toby Eyewear, APCO, and Joe Zerry. Thank you.
All right, next we have a Texas angler with a 20 3/4 his best big bass for the weekend, take home $850 with 165 3/4, and that was Jeremiah Smith who needed to get back home. Thank you, Jeremiah, for fishing. If you're listening, appreciate your support this weekend in Hemphill, Texas. All right, in 11th place with 166.5 inches, taking home $950, Ohio's Drew Gregory. Kayak Adventure Series is unique, and then they fish half day on Friday and on Saturday. There's a team portion to it. Just a lot of fun, It's a different type of fishing. We're mostly larger bodies. He finds places that you just wish you could build a cabin on. So we appreciate you doing that community and all of that.
I appreciate it, man.
How'd you get to it?
Well, I'll tell you what, before I say that, I just want to say, I really just came here to, I fished every event. I think probably one of the only people, maybe the only one who fished all the events this year. And I just want to finish out strong, and obviously I still had a long shot at AOY. I think I got like fourth or something or better. But mainly I want to come and honor my mama and papa Tanzan, who are buried right here in Milan, and visit their gravesite. Haven't been back here since I was 12 when we put them in the grave there, but I didn't know we were going to be honoring another life of Brother Peyton. So it's just been a little bit different sort of feeling, as we all know, this tournament. So I just thank God for their lives, and I wouldn't have the passion for fishing if it wasn't for them and my grandfather as well. That they retired on the Sabine, so two different fisheries, but fisheries that we all know, of course. And I just want to honor them and come back. So I drove 17.5 hours, and maybe I could find a little magic and somehow get fourth or better. But yesterday, I just kind of went YOLO some random spot on the lake. I didn't have any time to really practice. Only had 5 hours in the water to practice. And that's kind of how I did all the events this year. That's how I was able to do them. Because, I don't want to be away from the family longer than I have to be. So I did all the events, but I only had like 1 day to practice all of them. So I treated the actual tournament like practice. Everyone was saying it was going to take like 95 inches or 100 inches a day to win. And my little time to practice up the river, all I had was like, maybe I got like a 17 or 18. So I said, well, I need 95 or 100. I just got to go wing it somewhere on the lake. And I winged it to a total of, 76 3/4. So I told Abby and Jody, I was like, well, I guess I'm going home. There's no sense in really staying. I want to go back and see the kids. Hi, Theo. Hi, Christina. Hi, Sophia. Back home. But then we looked at the standings, and I was like, whoa, it's not taking 95 or 100. I'm in 45th place. I got a chance to still move up and increase my AOY score. My lowest was 32nd from Kissimmee. So I said, all right, I'm going to go fishing one more time in the season, the way I think my grandparents and everyone would want me to do it, and Peyton as well. So thought of him a lot this weekend. That's what really matters. So, yeah, I guess they blessed me with a little bit of magic here the last day, but not quite enough probably for AOY. But really, really proud of all these guys here. And you get a check up here against this field, you're doing something. You guys are amazing. So appreciate you guys, Steve, and everybody. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, in 10th place with 167.5 inches, taking on $1,000, Mark 9. You had quite a travel crew, didn't you? How many of you guys came? Four from Arizona. We really appreciate you guys doing that. You ended up uploading 13 fish for the weekend. Did you catch more? Did you score?
I caught a lot of unscorables today. I only caught 6 scoreable fish today. Luckily one was big. Yesterday I did a lot better cranking. And then just on rocks and wedges. Cranked 8 hours yesterday, 8 hours today. And I'm just finishing cranking.
Any targeting anything specific? Rod, wood, or rod? You guys like one thing? Again, we appreciate you guys from Arizona.
Just my wife.
Yeah.
Let me come.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. We have a tie for 8th place with 167 3/4 inches. So the 9th place winner will take home $1,100. Texas's Daniel Glenn. Appreciate you coming out. All right. It's always tough losing the tiebreaker, but you typically don't beat the great, healthy. What did it take for you this week? You have a lot of confidence in what you were doing, or you just had to figure it out?
I had one day of practice, came down, picked up on something during the practice, but I also did a lot of scanning. And I saw a main lake point that I really liked, but I didn't fish it. I scanned over it, saw some rock and grass on it, and I said, that's where I'm going to come and start my morning on. And sure enough, I went out to that main lake point both Saturday and this morning, and started off with a whopper plopper and a hybrid hunter. And that's where I did most of my damage, was with the whopper plopper and the hybrid hunter. And then once that bite kind of slowed down, I went back to what I practiced with Friday, which was drop shotting around docks. And that's where I kind of finished off and thought the remainder of my fish was going to that, like that. And I just ended up with 2 solid days of fishing. And, can't ask for anything more.
Did you break off many leaders on that drop shot, or did your week go pretty well for you?
No, I broke off a lot of drop shot leaders, but it was worth it.
I appreciate it. I'm giving my buddy John, he's broke leaders all year long. I don't know what happened. He was good on some fish. He was tragic. So you got to rub it in. So you got anybody you want to thank, man? We appreciate it, man.
Well, first, I want to thank my wife, Tracy, and my kids for allowing me to come out here and fish. And then I want to say God bless the Hughes family for the tragic event. Keep them in your prayers. And then I want to thank Rolando and Jeremiah. We kind of, jabbed at each other, forced each other to come out here and fish this event. And then I want to thank Outdoor Alphas back in San Antonio for hooking me up with fishing gear.
Thank you. All right, with a 21 1/4 inch largemouth, Matt Ball from Ohio takes home $1,200 in that. Good to see you, Matt. A lot of you know, Matt. You can check capture at every level: Hobie, KBF, Bass, West Virginia, the Mountain State Kayak Anglers, which is what a lot of us modeled our tournament trails off of from the beginning back in the day, a long time ago. But he's also, our leader on the road, along with Cody Breakers, and Fisherman's Fellowship. So we really appreciate you doing that for us every time we come out. So I just want to let you talk about your fishing and give all your things.
Well, so I came down and really focused on 2 different areas all week, pre-fishing. And yesterday, I kind of got lucky, to be honest with you. I had 2 good fish in the morning. I caught them on a jackhammers and just about everything. But I only had 6 bites all day. But the one that I decided to go from about 8 miles with my Toledo to my other spot, and on the way I seen bait busting, and I pitched my jackhammer over, and that's what ended the 21 1/4. So that was pure luck. I knew I couldn't really, replicate that. So today I just went fishing, and every fish I caught today was on the Z-Man Billy Goat weightless and pads. They were just blowing up. I mean, quite honestly, I had enough big fish on or come off or miss it today to possibly win this. So it's a little frustrating, but hey, I'm blessed to be here. I want to thank Fishing Online for supporting me all year long and supporting all the grassroots events in West Virginia, Pennsylvania. They've been a big part of really growing the sport in our area. I want to thank Toledo. They're a big part of what I do and how I can do it. Bonafide, Z-Man, obviously, because that's all I really use. Cash and Rods, Yak Attack. Really, the list goes on of the people that have been supporting me over the last 10 years in this sport. So it feels good to be back up here. It's good to cash a check. So, but most importantly, I just want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for really the comfort that He's put over this whole event after what happened, and we have to lean on Him in these times, and I think that's really what kept me going here. It's a pretty depressing place to be after what happened, but I think we all honored Peyton doing this. So thank you, and next year, please come out to the Fisherman's Fellowship events before the captain's meeting. You know, it was great having the whole crowd yesterday, Friday. So we'd love to have more people every time we have it. So we're here to support each other and lift each other up. So thank you, and God bless.
Seventh place with 168.25 inches, on $1,300 from Texas, Matthew Scotch. The originator of Money Fajitas.
Yeah,
Had them this week.
no, we had Mexican food last night, so that's probably why I didn't win. I've won quite a few tournaments in this lake, so cutting a check like really is substandard for me up here. But I'm happy to do it, given the circumstances of the week and everything. I was actually fine if they wanted to cancel the tournament. It really did kind of take it out of me, just kind of going back 7 years ago and losing another tacking. We were on the same body of water, and just kind of reliving that. You know, it's just more important things to fishing tournaments, in my opinion. And, I was happy that we did fish. You know, I chose to, kind of honor Peyton by just riding poor Peyton on my frog. And one of those fish I caught today was, on my stringer, and I felt like it hit it really aggressively, the same way he would have liked, to have caught a frogfish. Besides all that, I caught most of my fish on a jackhammer. Got in a really good flurry, switched to a beehive to light from a black and blue, and they started slamming it this afternoon. So just made a little change in color, and that became the fish for me. Anybody cells, powerhouse living, Dobbins rods, all kind of help me keep going, help me catch fish, and keep cashing checks.
All right, we had a tie for fifth place also, and the winner of sixth place by losing the big bass tiebreaker. Alabama's David Kitcher came on $1,500. This bumps you up $200, so that win last night was worth the $200.
Well tied.
Yes, sir. So, thank you, David. We appreciate you coming over. You ain't got to fish much this year, have you?
No, I haven't fished much in probably the last 2 years.
Yeah.
2 days a month.
What did you take for to get your fish and who you got planned to get out?
Actually, Brad was up there with us this weekend. We fished up north, but it was pretty tough. We was fishing free. It was a top on it. I mean, I talked to some guys, and everybody was catching on top. I was buzzing a Magnum speed line. That's all I did all week. I think I caught 2 or 3 today on spinnerbait. But I only had 2 fish by like 11 o'clock. Yeah, it was tough. Caught a 19.25, got hung up, spinnerbait got hung up, went over to get it, broke it off, threw the speed one in there, and caught the biggest fish. So it was pretty good.
Appreciate you making the ride over, man. We'll see you on Seminole in January.
Appreciate it.
We had quite a few big fish caught in this tournament. I had to tally up, but I know it didn't take very so. But taking home $500 this weekend's big bass is a 26-inch monster by Chris Blanco. So Chris, what do you have today? 101.25 inches total? Yes. Yeah. So just a little better day yesterday, and who knows, man? You may have this stuff in your hands. But what did you catch the big one on?
Well, I made a bold move. I had a very strong practice, like very strong, but not size. I mean, not quantity, but not size. So I decided to go to, fish a little bit shallower, more Florida style. That didn't work out. I only caught one yesterday, a 14-incher. I lost a couple,
but I just went back and, you know, I knew there was hydrilla around, and I just went for hydrilla with timber in it, right? So I took a chatterbait after a couple of misses on other lures, took a chatterbait over the hydrilla, and, you know, whenever it got stuck, I just rip it slowly though, not hard, and that's when I'm catching, you know. And then I was blessed with a strong day, but that 26, you know, I'm still nervous. It's, you know, I praise the Lord because some situations happened this morning that led me to where I actually fished. So it was all by His design. I had nothing to do with it really. I just landed on the perfect spot, and, you know, it was just a blessing.
I'm a really good luck fisher. I do luck fishing when I do anything.
Yeah.
You got anybody you want to think?
Yeah, sure. I mean, lead time batteries, you know, they were instrumental for me. This was my dream actually, to fish a Bassmaster Kayak Series tournament. I couldn't do Florida because I was out of town. So they were very important part of me being here. Newport, their support has been tremendous, and Newport, they also have been great with me. So I thank them from the bottom of my heart, and I want to thank my family for, you know, allowing me to be here. My wife taking care of my daughter, that's huge. Yeah. She's a blessing. She's the one that helped me.
We appreciate you so much. Thank you. And everyone, don't forget, if you cash the check, please don't run off. We're going to let Emily get some photographs before you leave. All right, I want to call up Josh Sharp, Abby Adedanza, Seth Taylor, Brian Howell, Giovanni Savage. All right, with a 24 1/4 inch, he's the one that had the tie break win. Taking home $1,700 with 168 3/4 inches from Florida, Seth Taylor. Did you expect to catch a 24-inch fish down here? I know you've done it in Florida, right?
With like 15 minutes to go. No, I mean So I just chased bass around all week. I didn't really have a good pattern other than just to catch randoms, just swimming around. Also had a few school and one, so I just do a jerk bait, do a minnow around. There's a couple places right here at this bay that's right behind us. I sat the first day. Second day I went to housing, and I had some schoolers over there to practice, but they were kind of going today. The wind picked up, and I just got some like average size fish. I knew I needed a big kicker. There's a big grass like hydrilla area right there in the center of housing. So I went there with the last 30 minutes and saw what I thought was either a carp or a giant drum just sitting in the hydrilla. We'll give it a shot, 9 feet of water. Toss in there with the Nico rig, and I lost the fish because it kind of went down in, and looked into it and went for a ride, and I didn't realize it was a bass till like a minute after I had it on. I thought for sure it was a drum. So super grateful to catch that at the end. If it wasn't for that fish, I would have just had like an average event. So, yeah, and then as far as people to thank, I want to thank my wife for taking care of our kids. Our 3 kids, she's actually in Houston right now with a friend. Gracie, Lakin, and Ocean, they're watching most likely. So hello, girls, and just want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's been a heavy week, and just grateful to be here.
Thank you. All right, in fourth place with 171 inches, taking home $2,600 from Pennsylvania, Abby Adedanza.
Thank you. First of all, great job this year. And we couldn't have a great tournament series. It all falls on this guy right here. And he had a hard call to make this week. And so give a hand for Steve Owens because he actually got a really good practice. I caught 90 and 91 inches on Wednesday and Thursday. And it all changed. I caught him on a shaky head on Wednesday and Thursday, and a little bit of chatterbait, and then it all changed on yesterday. I caught every fish I caught today and yesterday were on chatterbait. And yesterday, I caught him on a blackjack with a fire frog. I saw crawfish that actually had, it was all black and red. So I switched everything up and went to black and with the Watercraft trailer and just started. I didn't catch my first fishing state at about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And so I was in a little bit of panic mode. And so then today, I caught a 19.75 off the bat, first 15 minutes. I was like, okay, that's a good start. And then I lost the next 4 fish that were pretty big, between 17 and 19 inches. And then I saved it with a 21 and a half in mid-morning. And that actually saved my day. So a lot of people thank. Number one, I'm really impressed with the brand new 1104 torpedo. Everybody was worried about that battery, and that battery has been awesome. I've gone all day on it and still come back and ran for 40, 50%. Actually, Jody and I went probably about 10, 12 miles on Thursday and still had 60% left. So, impressed with that. Of course, the XTR 130, love that boat. And Z-Man, I can't say enough about. Every check I've cashed over the last few years has been Z-Man all the way. And Fish Texas trailers, fishing online, piano line, Hobie eyewear. Love my Hobie eyewear glasses. I'm sorry, I have to look here. Militech batteries. I'm in charge all week for my graph. And big shout out to Sniper Marine. I broke my pole on Wednesday, hit a stump, broke it off. Taylor shipped me 2 mounts to keep it going. And so I was going to use my last fish this weekend. And it did come in handy. That's how I got to 21 and a half. So that was a huge help. So big shout out to them. And my people's back home. My better half, Donna, she amazing support. She lets me do this, and she's there all the way, just cheering me on. So thank you so much. My parents, they help out tremendously, and my son, I sacrifice a lot of time with my son. Even though he's 23, he has his own life. They all, they still count on me. So thank you, and again, Steve, thank you. Appreciate it. And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry, but guys, we fish. There are some sticks in this group, and I'm just happy to be up there. So thank you.
Now the big trophy. Third place with 172.25 inches. Taking home $3,100. Arkansas, Giovanni Seven. I do, man. Talk about the weekend practice, how much you get, what you find in practice this weekend.
I got here on Monday about noon. I didn't get to. I picked around where we were staying up there. And I didn't do too well. Tuesday came, and I was about literally 30 from the boat ramp and dropped my keys in the water, so there was that. Trip was gone, so I had to call around, and finally I got a set of keys around 3 o'clock, so I'm just a whole day fishing, basically. And then Wednesday came around, battery died mid-lay. So I didn't really do a lot of fishing until Friday. Found a pretty good spot down in the deep, and I found them strolling around the wood, about 20 feet, 30 feet of water. They were running around 20 feet, 15 feet. And, I was able to get them. They were just biting the tail of the minnow, but they were not really launching onto it. But I cut the head about an inch off. But yeah.
Anybody want to thank you for getting here?
Oh yeah, I want to thank
getting me out here, and unique team for making this an awesome show. The awesome one. But
we tether the phones, we tether the boards, the drives. Nobody ever tethers the keys.
Where's my black box? Where's my black box?
All right, before we get the last two here, coming down to it, I want to give a huge shout out to Jason Willis and the Louisiana Bass Nation guys who live down here. Jason, as soon as we left Possum Kingdom a couple years ago, I got the longest text, so we ended up calling and talking for about 45 minutes on the way home. And it was just Toledo bid, we got to get Toledo bid, we got to get Toledo bid. And so that persisted, like, okay, we'll give it a look. And then got to researching past history here on this body of water, talking with Scott and Guillermo and some other people. And then just remembering the KBF end on the end here, as we mentioned earlier. Obviously, we were dreaming over Peyton still, but this is a reminder for us, because as we mentioned, we lost Rebecca Golden, one of the OG road dogs with all of us. Got remembering fishing in Florida with her. She hopped in that little car and drove all the way down. I mean, it was like a 20-hour drive. Drove straight down there. Longer with kayak. You get longer with kayak? I can't remember either way. She just hopped in and fished. She was fearless, and we lost her here in 2018. So just be remembering her family. She's not here anymore. They still are. So we're really grateful for those memories there. That a lot of you keep living on with our golden hour on Tourney X. That's if you ever see that and you don't know why. That's because of Rebecca Golden. So in second place, taking home $3,600 with 176 3/4 inches. Tennessee's Joshua Sharp. You were up there for a while. That's where you were now. Yeah, man, you slugging at it all day long, man. You got a big bass trophy on Del Hollow. Won a Tennessee Bass Nation event already. He cashes checks in about every series that we've had over the years. So, very quiet person. You don't even, it just doesn't make a lot of waves. He just puts his head down and fishes. Just a phenomenal human being. Really, really happy to have the time with him in my life in Tennessee. So, what did it take for you to get your stuff going this week?
So got here Tuesday night, pre-fishing Wednesday. Anyone who knows how I like to fish, I like to fish a lot of backwater, ponds and creeks, and there's shortage of that out here. So first spot I went to, I caught like 320s Wednesday, and it's kind of hard to go to fish anywhere else after that. So I just, checked the two spots out Thursday and Friday, but just went back there, kind of dialed in my pattern Saturday. Took what I rode Saturday, and I got out on good this morning. I had like 85 inches in the first hour or so. All on chatterbait and saw, pretty much. I kept on the speed one. Yeah, I caught them all day today. Like that.
Yeah, man, you got anybody want to thank you?
Oh, yeah. It was Brady from Zone 1. About it.
Good news, man. Need anything rigged in that Nashville area, we'll do it. Man, thank you. All right, with 179 inches. Waited until about 3 minutes after the standings went dark to throw it up. $7,600, 179 inches, Brian Howell. Brian, obviously, anytime we come to a lot of lakes, we always look at the Texas guys especially. You, Guillermo, Scott, we've got a lot of other Texas anglers I'm forgetting, but fish to get you on Seminoles and all that kind of stuff, man. And I know how you like to fish, much like Josh does. So, how did it work out for you? What did it take to get it?
Well, I barely got any practice. I have a newborn and a 3-year-old at home. I was just lucky to be here, honestly. But I knew I had to fish this one. Check this lake, we had grass. I'm usually good on those types of lakes. And on Friday when I practiced for about I was able to find a bunch of fish, tons of fish. Just they were mostly little ones. And eventually I ran into a 20 and a half. And I liked the look of the area. I was kind of looking around, like, yeah, I could start here. It was the only spot where I caught anything really sizable. So I ended up starting there on first thing on Saturday morning, day one. And right off the bat, I was catching fish. I think my first fish was like 19 and a half. My first one in the morning, kind of shocked me. I wasn't expecting it right away. And I just went from there, throwing top waters, like a buzzbait, a jackhammer. What else I threw? I punched a little bit. I mean, man, I caught them on a lot of stuff, honestly. I caught a lot of fish, but most of them were not very big. They're just weaving through a bunch of fish. I kind of stuck around one area on day one and just hammered it out. I knew the fish were there. You know, you'd sit there and you're looking around, you'd see them blowing up on the surface. And I never was able to hook any of those giant times that I saw blowing up. But, you know, I knew they were there, so it just kept me motivated to stay there. And then day two, it was way tougher day two. I mean, it was like I was struggling hard until the afternoon. Once about 12:30, maybe one hit, and I finally decided to go punch. You know, stopped doing the jackhammer and moving bait stuff, swim jig, all that. I stopped doing that because I was getting a couple of fish, but they weren't big. And then I went and started punching, and pretty much right off the bat, I started getting into them. And it was the same area I punched the day before, and I was catching little fish on day one there. And today it was much better quality. I ended up catching a 19 3/4 out of there and a 20 out of there within, you know, maybe an hour of each other, and as well as a bunch of other pretty good ones. And luckily that was enough, because I honestly, like how it was going in the morning, I was just thankful I started finally catching them that year.
Man, I know you, like you mentioned, you know, we've got to see some fun podcasts with you and your wife on. Congratulations on the new morning. You got anybody else want to say something?
Yeah, my wife, of course, we're just taking care of the newborn, 3-year-old. My buddy Philip, you know, I stayed with them for the last couple of days out here. Newport, you know, awesome having a motor, just motoring around, not have to worry about getting tired, pedaling. Toledo, you know, keeping everything powered up, marrying ourselves, making sure I have everything kayak related. Dobbins rods for making the best rods. And of course, UC and Bassmaster. Thank you.
One more prize to give away, and that's the Toledo Angler of the Year. We've had some elite anglers this season vie for that $5,000 cash prize. We're going to try to grow that, and as we do everything else, the better sponsor support we get, the more we can do for you all. So we're looking to hopefully grow that next year. We'll just read through our top 10 that Saturday and factored up for us, and again, the official stats will be out later this week. But we've got Derek Rundle and 10th, Garrett Morgan was 9th, Joshua Sharp ended up 8th, Jody Queen was 7th, Guillermo Gonzalez was 6th, Ryan Nye was 5th, Ewing Minor was 4th, Drew Gregory was 3rd. And we have a tie with 733 total points. And how we do in Bassmasters, just like the boat series, we go by the biggest stringer of your biggest 3 events. And with a 541-inch total limit, Abby Abendanza edges out Jake Angulas for Angler of the Year. Again, you know, Russ winning it last year through the year before. Consistency is what does it. Russ, I think, had a 4th place the year he won. And then, you know, this year Jake had a phenomenal run of events. But I'm getting good. You guys, this Angler of the Year this year, for whatever reason, was the most competitive one we've had so far. I don't know how long we've been doing this. It's my 4th year counting the year when I left. So, but anyway, Abby. As fate would have it, we threw him and Jody on there because they were co-lifting guys at the now you're the Angler of the Year on the Angler of the Year poster, man.
Jake and I were just back and trying to figure it out. And we thought we did different, but either way, we agreed the trophy would come to the Northeast. So, man, you guys are all great sticks. I mean, I say this day in, day out. To even be in that top 10 is just, it's a blessing. It really is. And I'm just happy you took that. So.
Well, you're not done yet. You've got a Team Kayak Series championship to fish on Santee soon. So
Jody and I won Team of the Year.
Yeah.
Too. So we got 2 this year. So thank you guys.
Jake Angus. We've got a championship coming next year. We're going to be with the Bassmaster Kayaks, the Bassmaster Classic for one more year, and that's hosted in Knoxville, Tennessee. So I've shared with you again, we're looking at the Chattanooga area for our championship for the March one. So as quick as the Bass Nations championships all get wrapped up and we get those sent in, we'll do the final tally, the Dakota Living Angler of the Year top 50. After this week, you should be getting an email with your invitation. Again, the link will be TBD for now. But yeah, the schedule is very, very close to being done. Hopefully we have that in the next couple of weeks too. So you all guys can go ahead and plan your time off work. But again, I thank everybody at the beginning that helps me do what I do. But again, Hemphill, Texas, we've had 6 tournaments, 7 including the championship this year. And every single community has done such a great job with us. And we appreciate all their support and people coming out. So again, we want to thank Sabine County Chamber of Commerce, Hemphill, Texas, Toledo Bend Kayak Rentals. We've got all the signage as you leave here. We appreciate you guys giving the locals business. Toledo Bend was special. We didn't think it was going to be a grind, but it was for you guys and gals. So we're very grateful for that. Continue to look at the Bassmaster herd things you see online. We're bringing a lot of new young females and women into our sport. We've got a Mexico Bass Nation contingency that's coming out and fishing. We're represented by Puerto Rico quite often in these tournament series this year. We've got Canadians that come down and try to cash checks here too. So it's just a melting pot, which is how America was made and why it is great, because it takes us all. It takes us all in the good times and in the bad. And this week has been bad, but every one of you have uplifted me and gave me the strength to do what we needed to do to make this happen. And I thank all of you for it. Thank you, Jordan, and home. I love you. I'm going to go catch the redfish from the freezer with John, and I'll be home in just a little bit. But thank y'all. Y'all be safe getting home.
What matters to you? Commitment, dedication, precision, connection. Catching fish? Good. That matters to us too.